This video is a small section of the podcast with our special guest. If this topic interests you, you must watch the full podcast by clicking the link in the description below. You will definitely enjoy the conversation. So let's begin.
So Ramji, there is a popular belief that the Britishers put this country together. Before this, there was no country or a nation. So is it true? Did the Britishers put Bharat together?
I know where this question is coming from, because when I was talking about India or Bharat getting divided into two after the Narmada, the fight between, the skirmish between Pulikeshin and Harsha, everyone will think that India was divided into different principalities, principal kingdoms, 600 plus, it is said that. And British came and annexed and created India. This is it, what we learned. So, the idea or the notion of our nation is much, much, much older than the idea of nation state. Nation state is a product of Industrial Revolution, which happened in Europe. The notion of our nation, we can find it in the oldest textbook of humankind, that are Vedas. And the hoax around India being created by British in 1600 I think, 1600, English East India Company was formed. They didn't travel to India then. If they created India, why did they name their company East India Company? So this English East India Company, which means India was before East India Company existed. Even the name India itself.
Yes.
Even the idea of the nation itself. Definitely we were having several kingdoms, but we were always a nation. And the idea of nation is not about single government, single administration. No. We were ruled by only one thing, that is called as Dharma. Bharat.
So what is the history of this word Bharat?
Bharat is a very age-old name. The meaning of Bharat is much more important than the history of Bharat. Bharat means the landmass where people rejoice in light. Bhas is light. Ratha is rejoicement. So what light is that? The light of self-realization. So the landmass where people enjoy the light of self-realization is called as Bharat.
But that could be somewhere in America also.
Yeah, I'll talk about it. Wherever people rejoice in the light of self-realization, we can call it Bharat. But it's not happening anywhere. That's another thing. So that's what Bharat is not a political or geographically bound spatial concept. It's an idea. It's indeed an idea where we found the canvas to draw that idea in this landmass. That's the important thing. So when it comes to the origin of the word, it is said that Bharata ruled Bharata. So since Bharata, the prince of Dushyanta, you know that. From him we got the name Bharata, because he ruled this country. But more than that, I would like to stick to the meaning of it, Bharata. And we, in our ancient lore, have references about continents, oceans. We have listed 7 continents. Shalmiga, Plaksha, Jambudvipa, like that. We have mentions about them. And Asia is called as Jambudvipa. Jambudvipa is the Asian continent. Bharata Varsha is the Indian peninsula. Bharata Ganda is this particular land. And in this, it is Bharata Rashtra, which is defined Asetu Himachalam. Asindo Sindhu Paryanta Yasya Bharata Bhumika.
From the Himalayas to the Indian Ocean.
Yeah. This is from Vishnu Puran. The landmass is defined in the Vishnu Puran. Asindo Sindhu Pajyanta Yasya Bharata Bhumika Piturbu Punyabhuschaiva Savai Hinduri Smrta. This is from Vishnu Puran. From Sindhu to Sindhu. Asetu Himachalam. From Setu of Rama, the down south, Rameshwara, to Himalaya. We call it as our homeland. So the land is spatially also defined. But more than the spatial definition or geographical definition, I would call it as an idea. A lofty idea. If someone can copy that idea and make some Rashtra Bharat, we'll be happy. That's why I'm just answering your question. That can be in America also. If they can take the idea of Bharat and apply there and make the people rejoice in the light of self-realization, enlightenment, we can call it Bharat too.
And this is age old.
This is much, much, much older. So to reclaim the landmass, there was a struggle. There was a movement. We call it as our freedom struggle and we call it as our independence movement. That's why I was making the point clear. India's freedom struggle was not a political movement, but a movement to reclaim our lost selfhood, which is our cultural unity.
Hope you enjoyed the conversation. To watch the full podcast, click the link in the description below.